Hello, everyone. My name is Aamir Bhatt, and I'm a visiting faculty in Greenwich University. And I have my own business where I'm a CEO, International Clinical Solutions. And I'm also part of Rotary Club of Karachi, which is a 90 years old club. Now, how my Shumaila and my this beautiful journey of collaboration started is like a story, uh, not a love story, but a very professional one, where we got to learn a lot about each other, where we shared a lot of experience, where were able to develop our skill set and also share our views and our opinion. So how this journey started was at Rotary Club of Karachi, which I already mentioned, a 90-year-old club with about 250 members who are all senior executives, managing directors, and CEOs of their own respected organization. In this Rotary International, we do a lot of our PR work. We do a lot of business where we develop our own consortiums, and also we do a lot of philanthropy work. In order to make philanthropy work a success, what we generally do is we develop different committees, putting tube bells, putting, eradicating, poverty, and, blood donation. So the committee that Shumaila and I are part of, where Shumaila Omar is also leading as a chairperson, is the blood donation drive. And we have a collaboration with a very prestigious hospital over here in Pakistan by the name of Indus Hospital, where the CEO, Dr. Bari, is personally in touch with Shumaila, and we have been able to conduct about more than 2025 blood donation drives. So in Rotary, we have another set which is called Rotract Club. And for that, what Shumaila and myself and few other members, we visit different universities and we try to recruit and engage young minds to come and help us out in this great endeavor that we are doing. So one of the universities that I was visiting with Shumaila and a few other friends was Greenwich University, where I had given a presentation over there regarding our committee work and our projects that we are doing. On my way out, they asked me if I wanted to be a visiting faculty over there, and they thought I would be a great asset. And I said yes to it because I love young minds. I love working with young minds. I love developing young minds. When I was teaching a bunch of master's mature students, where I used to keep in touch with Shumaila for her assistance, her help, because obviously she has a very vast experience in education. And she gave me a wonderful idea. She said, why don't you take this course into a PBL? And I said, what is PBL? She said, project-based learning. And you have such a vast experience in it. And we have learned a lot out of it. And they would love to do it because it's very engaging and it's very hands-on experience. And since we're already doing a lot of projects, why don't you just take up one of the projects, adopt that and implement it in your university also, which was obviously the blood donation drive. And when we started off with this project at Greenwich University, and obviously I had to take a lot of guidance from Shumaila of how to go about it and all. And a few times, I used to invite her over as a guest speaker, where she would come and talk to the students and also share her point of view, her experience, and how it needs to be, conducted. The best thing that came out of it was that this was a project that the entire university jumped in. other faculty members during coffee, when I discussed with them, they said, it's very related to our course also. So when you're doing the project, our classes would also be joining in with you. And in order to make this project a success story, all the other societies had to be also involved in it, because we needed the social media, we needed the marketing team, we needed, the print and electronic media committee, we needed event planning committee, and behold, the entire university was part of this project. And when one of these days, during that time when I was discussing with Shumaila, and Shumaila goes like, you know what? I think I'm going to do the same in my university at IBA. And she sold that idea to her management, and they were pretty excited, and they saw how Greenwich University was doing, and they started conducting the same coursework at IBA. Now, there I was invited as a guest speaker, and I had to share my experience, my ideas, the do's, the don'ts, the things that we had to be careful about. So the interesting thing what happened was that it got implemented at Greenwich first, and Shumaila, her committee members, faculty members, and attended the event, and they spent the entire day with the students to see how they were conducting, the kind of they were looking into or they were missing out on, and they did their own analysis. There was a lot of learning out of it. There was a lot of learning for the students, for Shumaila, for myself, for the teachers, for the faculty members. And by the end of the day, unfortunately, we were not able to draw so much of blood, and we were not being able to get so much of donors. But what we gained out of it was a lot of experience. The students got engaged. They understood the importance of giving back to the society. They understood the importance of doing philanthropy work, and they understood what it means and how it feels to save a life. And I'm sure Shumaila will be able to tell her experience when she took that knowledge back to her university, and how she felt and how she implemented at her workplace, and the things that they observed and noticed that it should not be done or should be done, and what kind of steps that they took in order to make it a bigger success factor in her side of the story. But I can tell you that what we gained out of it was that it opened doors for teamwork. We understood that the importance of what it means to team up. A lot of sponsors showed a lot of interest to participate in order to motivate that, and then it opened doors for them to encourage students to do philanthropy work. Owners of FMCGs and these sponsor companies presented themselves, in person to come and communicate with the students and find out, because these students are also going to be their future. These students are the ones who are going to be potential employees of their respective companies also. So they were also handpicking these students over there. Along with that, students were able to save lives because the amount of donors were coming in. So one donor saves basically 3 lives. Students felt responsible to give back to the society. And there was a lot of, obviously, a learning curve in terms of that knowledge base of how to plan, how to organize, how to execute, and how to develop strategies, how to communicate with each other, how to develop synergies from internal aspect and also from the external aspect. And you know, and I tell you something, frankly speaking, that I really enjoyed much more at the IBA, because what we did was just the 20% of it, and these guys went all out, and it was really overwhelming.
But I would also thank you, Aamir. I would also say, because the university setup is also very, very different. My journey started with Rotary Club of Karachi 2 years ago. And after, I think, after 6 months in Rotary Club, the idea of this blood donation drive came in. At that time, Aamir wasn't in Greenwich University because, like you mentioned, he's the CEO of our own company, but he's done lots of trainings, but he's not taught earlier. For me, as a faculty at IBA, or I would say for us, all I don't know about in the Gulf what the procedures are, but in Pakistan, one needs to have connections with the industry to bring that rich experience into the classrooms. And I was looking for a platform to get that kind of exposure, because mostly we are connected on platforms like TESOL and national international conferences, and the kind of network that we have is with all the educators. Really, that we get connected with the CEOs and directors. The faculty really get that kind of opportunity to get connected. When Rotary Club of Karachi, I joined as a member. Aamir is also my mentor, and he was also my proposer, because we're also family friends. So when we brought him, he said, we are also looking for educators to be into our club. So we took up this project of blood donation drive because I had lost my mother. And he said, why did you start a project? It can also benefit you into the university, where you can make students aware of what the health issues are and how you can save lives. At that time and point, I didn't know. But we collaborated, we generated ideas, we reflected on what we wanted to do. We had a kind of cognitive process into how to get started. So I'm going to show you one picture with the process. In fact, I think, yep. So these are some of the pictures I'm going to show you and walk you through with the pictures that we did. Like Aamir said, he really enjoyed it at IBA when this concept of bringing saving lives or taking the blood donation drive in IBA was very different from Greenwich University. The reason being that this setup is been there for ages, and obviously we've got about 4,000 students. At Greenwich University, you've hardly got, 1,000 students, I think. So there's a big difference there. What we did at IBA, we went step by step. Fortunately, I'm also the patron-in-chief for Welfare Society. So I brought this concept there. We had meetings with the students who were the CFOs, the CEOs, and they were looking after how to take ahead, how to go about doing this blood donation drive at IBA. I brought in Aamir as the CEO. I brought other team members. We had about 3 or 4 sessions where we gave our input, the kind of challenges that we faced at in the university where he's teaching, and what we wanted to avoid doing it at IBA. The kind of platforms that we used at IBA was through social media. We put posters, we put flyers, we send out emails. We wanted to make sure that we've got students, we've got staff, we've got the faculty engaged into this drive. As you can see pictures, we've also got some to attract students in for this collaborative learning between both of us, that we made sure that we had some of the donuts that were being served free of cost, so that they can eat and then go and donate blood. You can see the second picture, we've got the members from Rotary Club of Karachi, but also those who sponsored some of the stalls that you can see. We also have one of the booths where they could check their blood pressure and could see that about their weight and so on. If you see the third picture, these are the volunteers, and we had a lot of other volunteers here. What I wanted to say that being a faculty, like I just mentioned, we are bound to have connectivity with the industry. How did I make that? It's the blood donation drive itself is coming from the industry, but how did I take this into my university? What I did was I brought this topic into the classroom. What I was teaching last semester into my writing, I gave them the opportunity to watch videos, and I took them on site to visit in this hospital. This semester, I'm teaching speech communication. I took them to another hospital where I told them to go and visit the patients, collect data, come and present in their informative speech. So this kind of collaboration between us has been really fruitful, because every time I was bringing new ideas into my classroom, I kept discussing with Aamir. But what I wanted to say with collaborative learning is not about us growing as teachers, but it's also bringing rich experiences into the classroom. You can develop these topics into what you are teaching, which I did. So it helped me to develop the materials, to use that as resources. Also, if you look at us, it has helped us to grow professionally. And it's an ongoing process. There are lots of challenges where I feel like I can't do it. It's always Aamir helping me out. Where I feel that he can't do it, I tell him to bring this into his way of teaching. Like he just spoke about problem-based learning, because this was his first semester teaching at a university.
Research.
No, the research was there too, but we also got other members, and we asked them to give guidelines to the students. So if you see these pictures, they are the students and their mentoring sessions going on, and they were able to tell students how they can make use of once they graduate, how they can come into the market. If you see the second picture and the third picture, we got some of the sponsors so they could highlight what they were doing in the schools, in the university, or in the setup. What I've seen over here is that it's a model for a teacher change. When you collaborate, when two teachers collaborate, there's a lot of difference that you can bring in yourselves, because the change is not only to do with friendship, because you know each other so well. Like you can take constructive feedback from each other. You can take criticism as as a positive attitude to what your friend is telling you. So I would say friend and not even a colleague. So I think if there's a friendship, you can go ahead and you can collaborate and do lots of projects together. There's a lot of exchange of ideas, positive attitudes. Your perception changes towards a lot of things. So for example, I remember telling Aamir, oh, I can't take this project. It has nothing to do with academia. And he said, hello, just take it on and see with baby steps. I'm there to support you. And today I've taken this topic under, like I said, just I've brought it into my course out, and it has really helped over here. So just to see that what we have done together is, for the past 2 years, we've got lots of reflective dialogues going on between both of us and between our team members. We took this as a pilot project because we wanted to see how it's workable, and it has really been workable. We've got 18 companies with institutions helping us out. He has incorporated this in his NGO course. I've incorporated this in my writing and speech course, and we've made this into a project-based learning. So, and this is what he had done in his university, where he donated blood because obviously he was a role model. I got rejected because of the low blood pressure, but it's been a very successful and a very enjoyable experience, and it's ongoing. We're still doing it.
So, you know what we've learned out of it is that collaboration, consortium, teamwork, it doesn't just end till just Rotary or to university. It can easily go nationwide. It can easily go international wide. And unfortunately, we're sorry that we're not there because of our personal commitments, and we were not able to attend in person. And it would have been such a pleasure meeting everybody face to face and exchanging cards, exchanging our views and all. So this project-based learning, let's say from a philanthropy point of view, can actually become an international event. People from their own respected countries can come up with their own issues and their own problems, and we can introduce that to our universities, and we can make that into a project where we can make them do the research work and also help and assist in order to create awareness of what all is happening in our own respected communities, our society, in our country, the problems that we are facing, the kind of issues that we have, and that maybe needs to be addressed or needs attention or needs some financial support or or help for that matter. So and I hope that we are able to develop this relationship that we just started off with Jasol into a greater one and a more personal one in the future. And I hope you're able to have a WhatsApp group where everybody is in touch with each other and also able to exchange views. And I feel, this blood donation drive is a great start where I'm sure everybody in their own respected countries and their own areas do face these problems where the underprivileged children are unable to, get blood on time. As Shumaila Omar already mentioned that, her mother passed away because of the complications of the blood transfusion. So in this process, as she mentioned that, we were completely unaware of the blood donation side. We never realized that right after Eid, and if it rains, it becomes a very dire situation at hospitals, where especially at this hospital where they are trying to cure cancer patient and thalassemia patient who are all under the age of 12, and usually they die because of not getting blood, and it gives us sleepless nights that one needs to do something about it, and it can only be done with collaboration. It can only be done with exchanging notes, understanding how we can go about and do it better. I mean, we've done about 20-25 drives, and when we did it with the university, the learning curve increased tremendously because these students taught us a lot more. The faculty members came on board, the deans came on board and gave us more advice. Why don't we get sponsors also? Why don't we get people from outside to come and assist us? Why don't we, put in more activities so that, it makes it more interesting for the students. So it was a learning curve, which was not just coming from our side alone, but also from the other party. I wouldn't say just Shumaila, but from IBA, and I give a lot of thanks to and credit to IBA also, that they jumped in and they owned the project, like Greenwich owned the project. And the interesting thing about it now is that whether this project-based learning is there or not, they have taken it into their system that after every 6 months, the university is going to be doing this CSR project and inviting other hospitals over to their respected universities in order to donate blood. And I think it's a tremendous success from Shumaila and from our side that we were able to initiate it. And it was just, it was a newborn baby, and it just turned into a different animal altogether, an idea. We were just sitting down at, visiting a hospital, and the inception took place over there. And I think after that, we have been able to save, our group, our Rotary Club of Karachi and our committee, almost to 5,000 lives. And the other day I was telling one of the students that, why they should be part of this endeavor is because if I die tomorrow, God forbid, I'll die a very happy man, knowing the fact that I've been able to be part of a certain committee and organization where we were able to save, 4,000-5,000 lives. Would you be able to do the same? And that kid goes like, where do I sign up? So I think on that note, I think we've been able to cover a lot thing. And it would be a pleasure to see all of you in person. It'll be a pleasure to, be able to attend next year and come back with more experience that inshallah we're going to be gaining.
Yeah.
I think from my side, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're done with time. Are we on time? Yeah.
Yes, you actually have 4 more minutes if you'd like to take them.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. One more slide, I think. This is slide 6, yeah?
Oh, no, we were just mixing up with all the slides because we wanted to.
Oh, okay, you were going in a different order.